Hey guys, it's Becca Gamer or Rebecca. Welcome back to my channel, my lovelies. I hope you're having an amazing day today. And if you're new to my channel, hi, thank you for stopping by. Let's get into this video. Today I'm going to be talking about the books that I read in June. Unfortunately, I only read 2 books. Technically, kind of, sort of. Back in May, I read Bittersweet in the Hollow by Kate Parshall. This is a YA Mothman inspired story, and I actually really enjoyed it. The main character has 3 other sisters, and each of them have a special ability. In this book, Lyndon, she is able to taste people's emotions. So if you're feeling grief, that's a specific taste, or happiness, that's a specific taste. I really enjoyed this. I liked the idea. I liked how it panned out. This is a debut, and you could kind of tell that it was a debut because of the writing, some plot holes. It is kind of a mystery, but it's not like, hey, I'm giving you bits and pieces to figure it out maybe, or try to. You're just in the dark until the end. But the reason I read this is because I have my questionable TBR behind me, which I have a whole video on. It'll be linked up in the eye. All of these books I bought for questionable reasons, and this was one of them. I don't even remember how I obtained this book. I didn't think I would like it. I just bought it because of the Mothman aspect, and I really enjoyed it, so that's great. So if you want, you can go ahead and check out my TikTok. My username is on the screen. I do TikToks about my TBR jar picks. And so after I picked this one from the jar and realized it was a duology, I went ahead and ordered the second book. That is Lies on the Serpent's Tongue by Kate Parshall. I read a book after this one while waiting for this one to come in the mail, so I didn't get to read this one until June. So that is why it is in this wrap up now, but I will talk about both of these books a bit more in depth and what I really liked about these on my TikTok, but I'm going to give you a little preface here still. Lies on the Serpent's Tongue is about another sister, Rowan, which is actually the sister that I wanted to hear about the most out of all of them. So I was really excited that her POV was the second book. Her special ability is being able to tell when people lie. And the way she's able to tell is through smell. So like she can smell like smoke or something like that. I can't remember all of the ways that she could smell it, but she can tell when you're lying. And that is a hard thing to deal with, being around people and being able to tell when they're saying white lies, lies for no reason, serious lies. Like, she's able to tell. She can't, see the truth. She could only know that you're lying. Both books are similar in the fact that, again, you're left in the dark. You can't really figure out the mystery unless you have a good guess. It's not something that you can really piece together, and there are some plot holes, some errors that kind of either don't make sense or kind of take you out of the story, but I wouldn't say it was so much in the first book. In the second book, this one felt tiny teensy bit rushed. I did like the relationship in here, and I really did like the main character, the sister Rowan, her development. It was really nice to just see her grow and to think differently about what's going on and her ability that she has. I will say this book was slower paced than this one. This one I thought was a good pace. Some people say it's slow. I thought it was a good, fine, regular pace. This one, definitely slow. So I only recommend reading this one if you just really enjoyed the first one, per usual. That's normally what you do when you read the second one. I don't know why I do this, but sometimes I forget to tell you my rating during a wrap-up, and that's kind of like the whole point. But for Lies on the Serpent's Tongue, I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't bad. It wasn't the best. It wasn't great, but I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed Rowan, and I would read from this author again, especially as she continues to grow. Perfect timing. Filming is so hard in the summer because I normally have both of my fans on. I already think my mama keeps this house hot, so I always have my fans on, even in the winter. In the summer though, whew, I have to turn off at least one of my fans and put the other one on low so it doesn't bother the sound. The second book I read, I technically started in June and I finished the last few pages on the 1st of July. I'm counting it for June, so I have 2 books to talk about. Sneak peek into a vlog that's going to come at you in like 2 weeks, I think. I started a new vlog. The first book I read, I had in my May wrap up. The second one is A House at the Bottom of a Lake by Josh Malerman. This is a short story. It's like 180 pages about a young couple. They go on a date on a canoe on a lake, a couple lakes actually, and they end up seeing the roof of a house while they're canoeing, and they end up finding out that there's a house at the bottom of the lake. The one time I feel like I got the angle right and now I have to... Anyway, sorry if the ankle's off. So this is a book basically about obsession. So this couple literally starts to obsess over this house. They want to swim down to the house. They want to explore inside the house. They want to get scuba gear, do scuba lessons, and go into the house for a while. And that obsession is also affecting their relationship and how they feel about each other. And I just thought that was a really unique dynamic to read from. I assumed that the couple, like, they obviously like each other, they want to go on a date, but I never expected the obsession from the house, the energy, the pull that the house has on them that makes them obsess, that also makes them like obsess over each other. And it wasn't super obvious, but like as the book went on, you could tell that that was affecting their relationship. And I thought that was interesting. And I realized I left the fans on. I have to take breaks in between. This is a hot mess. Wrap up. Welcome. I have to take breaks in between with the fan on because, girl, it's hot. What I will say about this book to kind of get you to understand my rating, which I will tell you, I won't forget, it was good. When we got towards the end and we realized what the house was, if you will, I understood it. I understand. Sorry for the glare. I understand. I get it. Cool. But then the last chapter, when the 2 characters are walking on the street and they make their discovery, it went right over my head. Like, I'm not making the connection. Thank you. I'm not making a connection. It's like to why that would happen, like what that means, or like what am I even trying to interpret here other than the words that were splashed on the page. Like, my brain didn't know what to do with the information that was given. And yes, I am someone who likes a book that wraps up and answers majority of questions, but I can handle questions not being answered. And like, I was totally fine with the explanation of the house. Like, it's not literally a who, what, why, but it is like a this is basically what it is. And that was fine. Wasn't my favorite thing. But that last chapter, this was a library book. I am going to buy it. I'm going to buy this book and I'm going to reread it one day because I want to see if in maybe a year or 2 I can reread it and maybe I'll understand. Maybe it won't go over my head. But for now, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 stars. All right, so those were the 2 books that I read in June, but I'm feeling it. July, I'm gonna read at least 3 books in July. I think the most books I've ever read in a month is like 4. I don't think I've ever read 5 in a month, but I don't know. I haven't like actually looked into it. But like, my dream would be 3 books a month. I feel like that's just perfect. The most books I've ever read in a year is like 25, I think. So that's about 2 books a month. So if I could get to a point where I was doing like 3 books a month, that's 36 books in a year. I've never hit 30 books, let alone 36. But I've already read 1 book, another book, after finishing this one. It was a short one, but it counts. And I'm gonna do another vlog, and that has 2 books in it. So I think we're gonna make shit shake, or I'm gonna make shit shake in July. Check back in a month. And that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though it's a very simple video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a like, comment if you can. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you later. Bye.
High volume. High volume.
Am I really that much?